The armbar from the guard that we'll look at in this lesson is actually, as David talked about earlier on, it's if one way to think about the guard is if we were in space, in orbit around the planet, and there was no up or no down, then it'd be hard to tell whether I'm on the mount or whether David's in my guard. In fact, it's the same thing. But this is only guard because we've got gravity, we're on the surface of a planet. So right now, it's the same action, the same exact action that we covered in the armbar from the mount. That being said, and I say that to make it clear to you that we need to turn 90 degrees. Because the most common mistake that we have here is people trying to do the armbar from head to head here without the rotation. So imagine I'm on the mount. What do I need to do? I need to make that spin. Okay, so from here, the first thing we do is we control his arm and pull it into the center line of our body. That'll free up my left leg to come up, and I put that on his hip. That allows me to lift my hip up and get some hip penetration going. Okay, from there, my right leg, we lift it up, and by swinging it toward the wall here, that's going to help me move my head this direction. So I'm trying to emulate that 90-degree turn. I'm trying to make a 90-degree turn with a cutting action on my top leg. The more work we do with the bottom leg, the less work we do with the top leg. So 90-degree turn, cut, post with my left hand to stop him from burying his head down, giving me room to bring the left leg over, run my checklist, hip penetration, knee squeezed, top leg bent, pinky down, and then I lift my hip up for the tap right there. So it's just really like an upside down armbar from the mount, armbar from the guard. So once again, center line, foot in the hip, angle, cut, post, lock it, and do the finish. Nice and easy. David will take you through just a simple drill that we like where we just spin from one side to the other. Not so much, I mean, you can do it like this in sparring, but he'll talk more about it. But it's just to get the idea of getting from one side to the other, making those great 90-degree turns.
Okay, so just for a purpose of the drill here, I can hold my partner, hold John just above the elbow there, and I'm going to swing out with my leg and lift my hip and get to 90 degrees. I'm not going to hold his wrist or make him tap. I'm going to let go, swing out to the other side. And if I'm just learning this, John can assist me by kind of swinging me around. So I'm getting the idea of getting off to the side. Like John said, people, if they know anything about the armbar, they know that they're supposed to get their leg over. And so they'll just try to get it over and tweeze it. Everything gets bent out. It's all about getting out to the side. Getting out to the side. One other thing I just wanted to mention is John talked about the 4 key points of the armbar, which is the hip penetration, the knees squeezed, the top leg bent, and the pinky down. In the case of this armbar, which is, as John said, is an upside down armbar, when I turn off to the side and get here, the hip penetration is me lifting the hip up. The legs being squeezed is the same. The pinky down is the same, but this left leg, the top leg being down, is for a different reason. When we were on the ground, I needed it bent to control him and to be able to push off the ground to lift my hips. Now I need it bent because I need to stop John from stacking me up and putting me into an uncomfortable position. In order for me to extend his arm, I need him there. So I have to drop this leg heavy and low. So when he tries to stack me up, he's bearing all my weight there. So now I can make the tap.